Is Emma Pillsbury, the germophobic school counselor
You can say that.
on Glee.
CD, yes.
Immediately, I gotta know, how are the two of you different? Hopefully in many ways.
In very many ways. I'm horrible at home. I'm like a pack rat, and I'm messy, and I'm filthy, and I'm dirty.
Oh.
Well, not in that way. Maybe.
Maybe. You've been married since 2007.
I've been married 3 years. I can be dirty if I want to be.
Absolutely. In fact, it would be encouraged, I think, by him.
It is. It is, in fact. Encouraged.
Emphatically, I'm sure it is. What does he think, your husband think of your character and you being such a neat freak?
I think he thinks it's funny because I'm so not that at home. But it's funny, like, you know, Emma Pillsbury on the show wears lots of cardigans and brooches and things like that. If I even attempt to wear something like that at home, he immediately makes me take it off. Because he's like, I'm not married to Emma. I'm married to Jayma. Get it off.
Oh, totally.
He hates it.
And what about when you're out in, like, the public eye and you see people and they love the show and they come up to you? What happens?
Well, a lot of the time they'll come up and they'll ask to take a photo, which is lovely and wonderful. I love it. But they'll give me direction in the photo. They'll be like, can you pretend in this photo like you don't want to touch me? Which is great, because normally I don't. But I'll get direction. It's amazing.
Oh, that's great. But so they want you to play your character in their photos.
Right. Sometimes they'll hand me a Purell. Like, it's like the whole thing's been staged and set up.
Which is, I guess, there's a good side to that.
It's interesting.
Because you don't have to touch people.
I don't have to touch people.
Like Donald Trump walks around, his security guard has a little Purell thing, and he'll be like, hello, everybody, nice to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Then he'll turn to Keith and be like, Keith, give me the Purell.
Is that true?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm going to start doing that.
A lot of glad handing, you know. Speaking of glad, you're in a cookie competition here, and you're losing to Peter Facinelli. How do we turn this around?
I don't know. I need to get people to join Team Jayma. I have a team now, an actual team, Team Jayma.
At gladtogive.com.
Yes, they go to gladtogive.com or go to the Facebook page, Glad to Give. They can go under Challenge and join Team Jayma and be a part of my team and help me raise lots of money for Cookies for Kids Cancer and pediatric cancer research, which is what we're trying to do.
How did you get involved here? Is this in your family or?
No, thank goodness. Thank goodness it's not. No, actually for me, it was more of a question of why not get involved? Why shouldn't I get involved?
Right.
It's a wonderful organization. It was started by this wonderful family, the Witts. Their son was diagnosed with cancer when he was 2, and they wanted to start raising money once they realized there wasn't enough money for cancer research out there. They wanted to start raising money, and they started doing that with bake sales. And they raised $400,000 off their very first bake sale. They had like 96,000 cookies.
Jeez.
Yes.
A lot of cookies.
Yes, and now GLAD has partnered up with them, and they're matching funds. If people will go and have their own bake sales, and they can register to do that online, GLAD will match that money that they make from their bake sale, and all that goes straight to Cookies for Kids Cancer. So it's wonderful, and we need to raise all that money.
And this is GLAD, not with 2 A's. This is GLAD. This is the home kitchen products company.
That's correct. Yes.
A lot of families affected by GLAD.
Products when you're baking and having bake sales,
and you can do it in the name of Tom Bosley.
Yes.
Remember Tom Bosley forever did the GLAD commercials.
Yes.
Who recently passed away, Dad from Happy Days,
right.
Mr. C.
Oh yes.
GLAD
So
bags, they never break, and he would stretch them on TV. You remember?
I do remember now. Yes. I mean, I guess you could put your cookies in one of those.
I'm gonna do it for him.
It's a big cookie.
But I will do it through Team Jayma.
Team Jayma, please. Have you joined yet?
Well, I'm going to do it as soon as we'll make sure we go on and join, and hopefully we'll get everybody out there to join. Gladtogive.com. Sign up, join Team Jayma. We'll help out kids with cancer. Nothing more horrible.
That's right.
Just a thought is terrible.
Cookies are great. Cancer's bad. Kids are okay. Let's do it.
Yes! Wow, you really make decisions easily. That's perfect. Awesome. Jayma, tomorrow night on Gwyneth Paltrow arrives. Do you see her? Is this competition for you?
I feel like she's a little competition. She's big competition. I mean, come on, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I've been seeing photos. I wasn't there during the filming of this, but I've been seeing photos where they look a little intimate.
They look very intimate.
I'm
and
jealous.
Are we at all comforted by the idea that she's only there for 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Because I think, Will and Emma are on that path, aren't they? But Stamos is a real distraction right now.
Stamos is in there, and it helps out Emma with good oral hygiene. So it's a win-win situation for her.
It's perfect that she's with a dentist.
Perfect match.
How beautiful is John Stamos?
He's pretty beautiful. The man does not age. Like, he's gorgeous.
He gets better looking and better looking,
Better
but also
looking.
really, like, he's metro beautiful.
He's chiseled.
Yeah.
He's nice to look at. I think Emma's happy with the situation going on with the dentist.
Do the girls on set see him as the prettiest one?
Probably. There's a lot of fawning going on when he's on set.
I bet.
You hear lots of John.
He should be exactly.
Stamos.
John Stamos. Does he? And he's totally single, or did,
I don't know.
stud?
I don't know his personal life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask now.
No, yeah. You're married for 3 years now.
I'm married, yes, 3 years. Actually,
How's
this
marriage
summer-
after 3 years?
It's wonderful. I love being married. It's great.
Now, if you're married for 10, people will come up to you and say, "Wow, you're in Hollywood and you're married for 10 years. That's like
right.
amazing."
That's right. Well, I do say that now it's been 3 years in Hollywood. You multiply that by 7. I think that's the rule. So we've actually been married 21 years. That's the old adage.
Yeah, it's like publicists. An actress who's 39 is really 34.
That's right.
Right.
Always will be.
That makes you, what, 17 right now? How old are you?
Yes, definitely 17. Let's stick with that.
Very young. What was it like growing up in Grundy, Virginia?
Growing up in Grundy was very interesting. It was a small coal mining town. So way back in the mountains. There wasn't a lot to do there. Lots of playing outside in the hills, barefoot.
How did you get into acting? Was there much exposure there?
No, there wasn't. I mean, I loved movies growing up as a kid. I mean, and the idea of being an actress was something that was always in the back of my mind. But to be honest, I didn't think it was an option. We didn't have drama. We didn't have classes like that. I mean, I did church plays growing up.
Yeah.
But I knew it was something I always wanted to try to do. And when I got to college, I started taking some classes and thought, yeah, I like this. I want to do this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you became Paul Blart's love interest, and
I did.
so many other. When's Paul Blart too?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
It's got to happen. It made such huge surprise too at the box office. Just killed it.
It was, and it was a really fun film. And Kevin James is amazing, like the best co-star ever.
He's sweet.
Yes, and he had a great mustache in that film.
He had a great. In
Did
fact,
he?
when he came in here, we
Yeah.
did a little radio in here. I had one ready to go, big
Gotta
fake
match
stash,
him.
and I had one for him, and he put it on, and we did the whole interview in stashes.
It's a very masculine thing, the mustache.
Yeah, it's not really around much. I don't think it's a good look for me. Well, I don't think it's a good look for a lot of fellas, but there are a few guys that get away with it. Tom Selleck.
That's right. Looks great on me.
No.
You don't like it?
No. You would look horrible with a mustache. But you have beautiful red hair.
Thank you.
Is that all natural? Nothing
This
touched up there? Is that your?
Yeah, no, this is my color. I have the exact same color hair as my grandmother. And she had like 18, 20 grandkids, and I was the only one that came out with red hair.
Oh, hair is so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Who is your favorite red-headed actress of all time?
Of all time? That's a big one. Growing up, it was Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
I watched her religiously every single night, sitting in front of the television watching her.
My God, with Harvey
And
Korman.
Yes, and the little cartoon mop. I loved that part where she'd come in with the mop. The cartoon.
So she was like your red-headed idol. Like, I want to be her when I grow up.
Yes, loved her. Loved Lucy, of course. I
Oh,
loved
Lucille
Lucy.
Ball,
I
forget
loved
it.
Lucille Ball. Who else? Oh, I don't know. Anne Margaret.
Anne Margaret.
She's redhead.
She was redhead, sure. What about Sue? Now, looking ahead on Glee, Sue Sylvester, I think there's talk that she'll be getting married. Who would marry her?
I don't know. I just heard this rumor this morning. I'm so upset I didn't get an invite to the wedding. I don't know what's happening.
You don't know what's happening?
No.
What do you hope happens? If you could walk into the writers' room, do you want the writers to push you back closer to Will now, or are you having fun with this Stamos thing?
I think the Stamos thing is good. I think it makes sense for Emma's character to be with someone that's kind of wild and fancy free. I think it's good for her. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think we all would love to see Will and Emma together. But I read a great thing that Ryan Murphy says in season 1. He said of course you want them together, but it's my job as a writer to keep them apart. So
Yeah.
I kind of think that that's probably going to be the through line for a while. They've got to be apart.
I know
Otherwise, then what are you going to wish for?
right. That when the episode is the big episode if they make out. What do you think about it gets? I don't know. It's heavy stuff. A lot of people think, and I think happened. It's not a kids show for 8 o'clock, right? I mean, you can put it on at. I mean, it's not for kids. First of all.
Well, I don't know. I think it depends on how old your kids are and how mature they are and how much you're filtering and talking to them about while the show is on.
Right.
I think it really just depends on the kids and the parents. That's what I think.
We've got some girl-on-girl action there. We've got all kinds. I mean, it's heavy stuff.
Normal kids.
What is the deal with the just what those kids are dealing with every day? Those two cheerleaders, Santana and Brittany, are they?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is their deal?
They're just really nice, bubbly cheerleaders.
Very
I don't know
comfortable
what you're
around each
talking
other.
About. Yes, they're friends, besties.
They are. But there's so much heart in the thing that it's,
Yes.
if you've got mature kids, it's something good to watch and talk about, I guess.
That's right. And I think a lot of this stuff, if your kids are very young, is kind of hopefully going over the edge, or maybe there'll be something to talk about with the family.
Exactly. Hey, fun, gladtogive.com.
Yes.
So we'll get on there. We'll support Team Jayma
Please.
in the Cookie Wars against Peter Facinelli and Joan Cusack.
Yeah. I feel very competitive about this. I need people to join.
Wake up tomorrow morning. You're going to have your team's going to expand.
Yay. Thank you.
And I'll Twitter it too.
Hooray.
Should we do some